Welcome to the Global Pulse, a short video series where our experts break down a trending topic in international business and why it matters to you.
In the news recently, it has been pointed out that there is a lot of immigration from Latin America to the developed countries as a consequence of the pandemic. And so the question is, why is this happening? Well, the pandemic, and this was all over the world, developed and undeveloped world, basically increased the size of the state. It forced countries to increase public spending. It disrupted supply chains, and it heavily disrupted the labor force. And so this has, led to inflation and stagnation in developed world. Imagine Latin America that has, by construction already, big states and high public spending, from countries governments that are suffocating the private sector. And many of these countries that we're talking about were already in big crisis before the pandemic hit. So the pandemic only aggravated situations that were already very hard to surmount. And so what's happening, I think, with the labor force is two things. So when we're thinking of unskilled labor force, many people lost their work. The labor has become more precarious and more informal, like by an informal of the has become more informal since the pandemic. And so unskilled labor that has the means, for instance, to access the state by land, they are trying to do that. But I think the more common case is skilled labor, for instance, in South America, that would not reach the developed world, if anything, by plane. And these people, these very skilled people, are deciding to live with their families. And what you're seeing, for instance, I'm speaking from Argentina, is that even people in their 40s, 50s that had never actually thought of leaving the country by now, that have family, are actually living with everyone because they see no future for them and no future for their kids, which is worrisome, but at the same time, it's actually it's real. I don't think any of the situations, like the countries I know, the situation well, no one is gonna get out of this crisis in the next 5 years. I would say 5 to 10. It's going to take 2 or 3 presidential mandates to actually turn this over if the people in charge are actually willing to do that. Poverty has increased. As I said, labor force has become more precarious. And many of these countries are also in debt crisis. Argentina was in technical default before the crisis, and it's still renegotiating its debt. So overall, I think this immigration wave, this skilled immigration wave in particular, is going to continue. And if anything, is going to aggravate the chances that any of these Latin American countries gets out of this crisis based on solid growth in the near future.